Hey there, welcome back to the podcast, or welcome if you are watching this on my YouTube channel. I'm now streaming all of my podcast episodes on my YouTube channel, so you're able to go and watch them over there, which is super fun and exciting, especially for those of you that like to listen and watch podcasts on YouTube like I do. I do it often. I usually will be getting ready in the morning and I'll have some kind of podcast on YouTube that I'm listening to. Okay, so today I'm really excited about our topic because we're going to be talking about Instagram Reels. I'm going to be teaching you everything that I know about Instagram Reels, what it can do for you, how to do it. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, and one of the things I am most passionate talking about, and that is social media, but specifically Instagram Reels. And the reason I'm so passionate about teaching Instagram Reels and helping people understand and utilize Instagram Reels is because of what it can do for you. I promise you that if every single one of you would, if you, every single one of you understood what Instagram Reels could do for you and do for your business, every single person would be posting Reels every single day or multiple times a day. I fell in love with video years ago, and I was one of the very first and few people doing it in my local area, which benefited me greatly because video has, since it has basically come out, has dominated every other way and form of posting on social media. So I was one of the very few people to start doing it in my area and was able to gain very quick traction with it. As soon as Instagram released Reels, I started posting and trying to figure out how to do it. I just want to let you know that I was absolutely horrible at it. None of my first few videos did well. I didn't really understand how to post them. I didn't understand anything about the science of posting a reel, and that sounds like super complicated. It's really not. It's just one of those things. It's like a muscle that you have to do consistently, and then you finally get it. And so I just kept doing it every single day or multiple times a week. I would just put them out there, and I was just consistent with it. And that was the key, was being consistent, because through that consistency of doing it over and over again is when I really started to learn and understand how to make a reel go viral, or not even just make it go viral, but how to make it work for me and reach the goals that I wanted to reach. So with that, I have been able to use Instagram Reels over and over again to take my life in the direction that I want it to go. We have complete control over our lives and our businesses and where we want to take our businesses and what we want to do with it. And time again, I have used Instagram Reels to pivot. So if you're someone listening to the podcast right now and you want to pivot, maybe you want to change careers, maybe you want to completely change what you're doing. Maybe you want to become an influencer and start working with brands. Maybe you just want to switch careers and start doing something totally different. I have a lot of you that have messaged me over the past several months, and you are a full-time bridal hairstylist working behind the chair, and you want to switch and become a bridal hairstylist so you can have more time freedom, more time at home with your kids, whatever it is. Maybe you want to grow your email list. Maybe you want to start and grow a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to just gain more followers so that you can gain more service business or sell more products. Whatever it is, the super exciting thing is that one of the fastest ways to do any of that is through Instagram Reels. And the cool thing is, once you learn Instagram Reels, it's essentially the same on every platform. So it's the same on Facebook, because there's now Facebook Reels. There's YouTube Shorts, there's Pinterest Idea Pins, and then we have TikTok. So they're all essentially the same video format. So once you learn Instagram Reels, what I like to do, here's a little hack. After I create my reel on Instagram, there's a little download or save button at the top. Before I post the reel, I hit that download button and save the reel that I just created into my camera roll on my phone. What this does is it saves the video without having the Instagram logo on it. So I am then able to go over to YouTube Shorts, to Pinterest, to Facebook Reels, and upload that same reel onto those platforms. So it is then getting more views, and then I'm getting more followers from that. And it's just a system. So I don't have to go to every single platform and create something for every single platform. Now, I do that sometimes, but that's just a little tip and trick, little hack for you to save you some time and let you know that it can be simple. You don't have to overthink reels. And I think one of the biggest roadblocks is for most people, at least from what I've heard, and just over the years of talking to people about their social media struggles in general, Instagram Reels, is first of all, people not truly understanding how to create a reel. And second, people don't know what to post. I hear it over and over again, like they just don't know what to post. And let me tell you, there are so many things to post. And I'm going to share with you a couple ways that I get my ideas and inspiration. There's lots of ways. So I'm going to share some with you. That way you can start to get some ideas. And what I like to do is when I find these ideas, when I see things that people need help with, I get out the notes app in my phone and pull it up. And I pretty much have an ongoing list at all times of new video ideas, new reel ideas, new podcast ideas. Just I'm constantly keeping an ongoing list so I have something to draw from at all times. So I never get a mental block. So some of the ways that I like to find inspiration for my reels, and first of all, your reels, the intent of your reels should be to either educate somebody, whether that's you're educating your clients on how to do something, or educate them on a process of like behind the scenes and what it is you do professionally. Maybe you are an educator, so you're just going to be putting out educational content to educate the people that you want to be teaching, the people that you want to be getting into your courses or whatever it is. And let me tell you that if you are posting educational content, it is both beneficial to the people you're trying to educate as well as actual service clients that your business services as well. Because what it does is it kind of set you as the authority and a leader in your industry. And clients always find that super impressive, and it always wows them when you start posting educational content, because then they start feeling like, wow, that's who I go to, or that's who I get my services done from. And they're so knowledgeable and professional. So that was one of my fears is, I don't know who my audience is. Like I need to attract clients, because this is when I was working behind the chair as a hairstylist. So I would feel like I need to post content for my clients about like how they can do their hair at home or whatever. But I really, really want to get into the educational space, and I want to start educating hairstylists. And it was such a fight for me for some reason. Like, I don't know what to post. And so I finally figured out it's okay to just post educational content. And then as soon as I started doing that, that's when I really started to gain traction, and I started to increase followers, and people really liked seeing that content. And my clients would come in all the time and be like, wow, I saw that post that you put up. That's really cool. And they just started to talk, and I could tell they were like, wow, like, you know what you're doing, you know what to talk about. So that's a great way to gain a lot of traction and to set yourself as a leader in your industry. So one of the ways I like to find inspiration is on Facebook groups. So I'm in a ton of Facebook groups, which I'm sure most of us are, but Facebook groups in your industry are great because you can scroll through, and a lot of times you're going to find questions that people ask. And so I'll go through, and if somebody asks a question and I'm like, ooh, that would be a great thing to post a reel about. Oh, that's a great topic. So I'll grab things from there that inspire me to create my content. So Facebook groups are my first thing. Second is using AI. I did an episode just briefly talking about Chat GPT. Have been using an app on my phone. If you guys want to check it out, it's called Chat On, and it's a weekly subscription, so you do have to pay for it. I think it's like $6.99 a week. There might be some free ones. The free ones don't always do as many things. There's so many of them out there, but I've been using one called Chat On. It's an app on my phone, and I can literally just type in anything. So I've been using it to come up with some of my emails. I've been using it to come up with ideas for podcast. Now, it's very sort of generic when you type it in, and it's very much like a robot typed it up, because that's what it is. So I'll just use it to start getting my ideas flowing. I'll use it to get that initial inspiration, and then I'll start tweaking it and adding my own wording, and then it just starts to make me think. That's kind of the whole idea of how the way I've been using AI is just to get my ideas flowing, to start to get some inspiration. Because sometimes you sit down and you're just like brain dead. At least for me, sometimes I barely get any sleep at night, it feels like. In the stage we're in with my toddler, she does sleep pretty good through the night, but still, I just always feel like I'm in brain fog. I'm like, what do I know everything about this topic, but for some reason, nothing is coming to me. Like I literally made notes. So I have notes in front of me right now, because normally I could just spit out stuff on this topic, but it's amazing how I can just like get on and be like, what am I talking about here? So anyways, I'm getting off on a rabbit trail. So Chat On, check it out. It's an app, super helpful. And then I also am just very aware all the time. I listen to what people talk about. I listen to what people say. I really look at comments that are left on my personal Instagram, YouTube, in my educational spaces. I look at comments on other people's. It's a great way to find inspiration. So you can go through other people's profiles that are in your industry and just see what people are asking them and use that as inspiration for your reels. And like I said, you want to make sure that your reels are educational, they're inspirational, or they're entertaining. You want to make sure that your reels are giving people value. So before you post your next reel, ask yourself, what is somebody going to get out of this reel? Am I just posting it just for the sake of posting it and saying, there, I posted a reel, let's see what happens? Ask yourself, am I teaching somebody something in this reel? Are they getting any sort of nugget or education out of it? Or is it inspiring? Is it sharing my story? Storytelling is so, so powerful. And so if your storytelling is sharing a part of your story, that can inspire people. So is it inspiring? Or is it just funny and entertaining, and it has something to do with your industry that other people in your industry would understand and think is funny? Things like that. People are going to, if they find your post engaging, if they find it educational, and they're like, ooh, what the next step is that person is most likely going to click on your profile to just say, let me take a quick peek and see what other content they have. Let me see if it's consistent with this post and with this reel. And that's how you start to gain traction and following. And when you start building up a bank of good quality reels on your Instagram page, and they're consistently educational, they're consistently inspiring, they're consistently entertaining people, then that's when people start to get on your page and say, oh, okay, yeah, she's posting pretty consistently. I like all this content she's posting. I'm going to go ahead and follow. And that's just how it starts to spiral. Once you start gaining the traction and you are consistent and you continue to post, I'm telling you, it just all of a sudden takes off if you are posting what people want to see. So in the beginning, I would evaluate a lot of my reels. And a lot of my reels in the beginning were just posted for the sake of posting, because I was trying to figure it out. And once I started educating people on a topic and started educating, that's what people wanted to see. And so that's when I started to gain a following. And you can grow a following super, super quickly on pretty much any of the platforms right now if you are posting consistently and giving people what they want to see. And it's frustrating for people because if you don't see traction from your reels right now, which a lot of people don't, and that's when they get frustrated or they say it doesn't work for me, I just don't understand it, why bother put in the time and effort? And I understand that, but again, I promise you, if you understood what social media and what reels could do for your business, whether that's pivoting, whether that's increasing followers and eyeballs on your work and what you do, if you saw how it could increase your sales, you would be posting every single day. I think I actually heard maybe Gary Vee say that same thing not too long ago. And I was like, yeah, that's it. It's so true. If people only knew the power of what it could do. And I am living proof of that because not last year. Oh my gosh, it's been several years now since I pivoted from behind the chair to a full-time bridal hairstylist and now transitioning into taking a lot of my business online to continue to give myself and my family flexibility and freedom. But I quickly knew where I needed to focus all my energy, and that was social media. So I get messages fairly often from those of you that watch my YouTube videos and you know my journey, saying that you essentially want to do the same thing and transition from full-time behind the chair to going to full-time bridal hairstylist so you can spend time with your kids. And a lot of times I get asked, where do I start? Like, what do you recommend? What do you do? My recommendation is to learn how to get really good at social media, because are there other ways to grow a business, to start a business, to transition? Yes, 100%. There are other ways, but the fastest and most efficient way, in my opinion, is to get on social media, to learn social media and get really good at it. And that is how you're going to be able to pivot quickly and do whatever it is that you want to do. That's exactly what I did several years ago when I made the decision. It was like that day I made the decision, okay, I went home and started posting. Literally that night, I was in the salon and I was working on my clients, and I was like, oh my gosh, I only have 3 more months left in the salon before I have this baby. I felt like my time was up. I was like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing anymore. I just felt it so deep in my gut. And so that night, I started posting bridal hair. I literally went back through my photos and I dug out every single wedding that I've ever done. And I started bringing them back to life, resurfacing them, and posting them out in the world. And every single day I posted bridal hair. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh, she does bridal hair. And then next thing you know, people are like, oh yeah, she's a bridal hair specialist. And some of the biggest vendors, people that are like been in the wedding industry in my area for a long time, just started to recommend me. And it was because I was posting consistently on social media and I was educating my brides on topics, and then eventually started educating other hairstylists how they can transition too, because I saw like, okay, wow, I did it. I can help other people do it. So get on social media. That is my biggest tip and recommendation for you. And you have to post consistently. And for those of you that are really serious about transitioning, I would not post any other photo other than wedding related photos. Because the thing is if you're already working behind the chair, you've already got those clients, they're going to keep coming to you. You can keep rebooking them until you phase out of the salon. What your goal is now is to focus your time and your energy on posting and promoting your bridal hair services. All right, so that's just a little tip for you. I had a couple people ask me that recently, so I just wanted to go ahead and throw that in the podcast because that is my best recommendation for you if you are looking to transition. Okay, let me see. So I'm going to give you some tips for getting your reels to go viral. So I already told you to make sure that it's educating entertaining or inspiring. You also want to keep them short. Keep them 30 seconds or less. If it's anything longer than that, people's attention spans are not typically that long. Depends on what you're posting. I can get away with posting sometimes a minute-long reel if I'm doing like a really fast time lapse. So the video is moving very quickly almost the whole time, which captures people's attention because it's moving so fast. So a lot of times people want to stay to the end to see the end result. So if you're posting something like that, a lot of times you can find success with reels that are longer than 30 seconds. But rule of thumb, you want to keep it 30 seconds or less. Also, if you're going to be talking in the video, or I encourage just in general to make talking videos, whether that's doing like a voiceover on your reels or if you're showing your face and actually talking. And I like to use an app called Captions on my phone, and it will automatically add captions onto your reels. And a lot of times people will watch reels and not listen to the sound. So having captions on there as well is a great way for people to still read and understand what you're talking about. This is why you see a lot of people with the captions on it, because it's doing really well and it's engaging people and keeping people's attention. And then see what's working for other people. So go to other people in your industry that are doing what you want to do and click on some of their reels, go through and see how many views they have, and then just watch some of the reels and see what it is that they're doing. Are they educating? Are they inspiring people? Is it a mixture of everything? And see what is getting the most views for them. And then that will give you a good understanding of some of the reels that you can be posting. And everyone's content is going to be different. Just look at their content for inspiration. And then, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, if you download your reel right after you create it on Instagram, right before you post, you can then repurpose that content and go ahead and post it on Facebook as a reel. You can post it on YouTube Shorts, your Pinterest idea pins, and TikTok, or wherever it is you are on social media, wherever you want to grow a following, wherever you get the most business from. I don't necessarily recommend being on all the platforms. I suggest picking 2 to 3 to be on consistently. Okay, so those are my tips for going viral, creating viral videos on Instagram. And like I said earlier, once you learn Instagram Reels, you essentially know how to create on every other platform, because if you go to Facebook and you pull up their Reels, it's going to look very similar to creating Instagram Reels. There's also, I do want to just mention this app that I just started using. It's called Get Munch. And actually, it's not an app. You have to use it on a laptop. It's on the internet. It's called getmunch.com. So if you're somebody who likes to record long form video, like a podcast or a class, you can upload that video to Munch. I think it can be up to 2 hours long. And getmunch.com will literally munch down sections and clips in that video and spit out like at least 10 short videos that you can repost on YouTube Shorts, on an Instagram Reel, and it'll have captions on it. And it is so cool. I believe it's like $49 a month. You can try the first one, your first video for free, just to see what it does. That's what I did. I tried my first one for free and I was like, whoa, this is cool. It's very good at like clipping out good sections of the video and giving you lots of different options to post. Some of the options it gave me, I didn't like how it munched it up and I didn't like the clips, but a lot of them I did. And I was like, wow, this is cool. So anyways, I wanted to mention that so you guys had that. You go check it out and try it. So I always tell people to aim to post between 5 to 7 reels, or sorry, 3 to 5 reels every single day. Or no, not every single day, every single week. 3 to 5 reels every single week. But keep in mind, the more you post, the more views you will get. And most likely, the more followers, the more sales, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So if you're just starting out and you want like a number to go by, 3 to 5 times is a good amount. If you can post every day, that's going to work even better for you. That's going to get you results even faster. So just think of it that way. I know we're talking about reels, but I do feel like this is a super huge component to helping you pivot, to helping you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, whether in your business. You want to aim to post 5 to 7 posts on your stories every day. And I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's so much. It's really not. It's your stories disappear after 24 hours. So it can just be very quick things like behind the scenes of what you're doing at work that day, behind the scenes of like a project you're working on. It can just be a picture of a product that you love. It can be a little picture of your family. If you are going to post any personal things, I always recommend to people to post them in your stories because they disappear after 24 hours. It doesn't live on your feed, but then it lets people in on your life and your family and things like that, which people do like to see sometimes. But I don't recommend posting those on your actual Instagram feed. And let's see. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Okay, so when you are posting reels and you're learning how to do them, see what is working. So if you have a reel go viral or viral for you, and what I mean by viral for you, this might be your first reel that does really well and you're like, oh wow, it got 1,000 views on it this time, or oh wow, it got 5,000 views, or whatever the case may be, and you're like, this is my most viewed reel and a lot of people engaged with it and they liked it. Go back to that reel and see what it is that you did and be like, oh, okay, it was a time lapse video. I'm going to do more of those, and then start doing more of those. I'm not saying do every single reel a time lapse, but start incorporating it often into your reel posting. And actually, that is, in fact, a strategy that I guess I'll call it a strategy that has been working actually really, really well for me personally on my Instagram page, is doing time-lapse videos. And the reason I think it is because I mentioned earlier, in a time-lapse video, it moves super, super quickly. And so it's keeping people's attention for longer spans of time. And then I always post like a finished look of the hairstyle that I created, and people love that. People can also pick out little tips in a time lapse, even though it's super fast. People can kind of be like, oh, I see what she did there, or like just get like quick wins. So whatever industry you're in, I highly suggest if you can do a time lapse video of a process that you're doing. I feel like those do really well for a lot of people. And then you just post the finished result at the end. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. So I just wanted to do this because I feel like lately I've been hearing so many people say they want to pivot, and Instagram Reels is one of the fastest ways to get you to where you want to go. And just keep in mind, the more you post, the more eyeballs you'll get on your stuff, the more business you'll get, the quicker you'll be able to pivot. Whatever your goals are basically attainable and achievable through social media, through creating reels. And with that being said, I do want to let you know that my Instagram Reels 101 course has released. It just released a couple days ago. And if you are someone who struggles with creating reels, I'm here to help. I teach you exactly how to inside Instagram Reels. I give you my tips, tricks, hacks, and secrets to help you create reels. Like I said, this is something I'm very passionate about helping other people with, because I've seen such success in my personal life and what you can achieve with creating reels when you actually figure out how to make them go viral and make them work for you. Every single reel that I post has an intent now. It's either I want to teach somebody, so then in return, they'll join one of my courses or subscriptions, or it is to get them to go to my YouTube channel to view it so they can learn something over there and I can gain subscribers. Or it's to drive them to my Amazon storefront or to my LTK so that they can purchase. But all of those things in return are helping people learn something. But every single post has an intent, or it's to book more brides. So think about what it is that you want to achieve when you're posting each reel. Like, what do you want people to do after they watch that? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them to go to your YouTube? Do you want them to go to the link in your bio to inquire about booking their wedding with you, or whatever it is you want to do? Think about that firsthand. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link for the Instagram one-on-one course will be down in the description down below. If you're watching this on or you're listening on my actual podcast, the link will be down in the show notes. You can also find it over on my Instagram at megan.lorson. The link is my bio, but it's only $49, and I teach you exactly how to create reels. You have lifetime access to the course. You're able to rewatch videos as many times as you want and learn how to create them so that you can pivot, so that you can make more sales, so that you can start your online business, so you can start your YouTube channel, whatever it is you want to do. I want to help you. And you guys can let me know if you have any other video suggestions or podcast suggestions. I always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next one.